So hi, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to this training that I've put on today, it's sort of a fast start training, but it'll be slightly different to the fast starts if you've done it and gone through the portal, because I'm just going to do slightly my own version of the fast start, just to help you all make sure that you're on track. And I particularly said that I wanted to help people who are struggling to get appointments and get in front of people, because that's always the biggest skill with our business, is just getting in front of enough people. If you get the presentation in front of enough people, then you will be successful and make money. It's as simple as that. Hi Zele, thanks for joining us. Can you hear me all right?
Hi, Yati. Yeah.
Lovely. I don't know if you can put your camera on. If you can do, it's always nice to see faces, but
Yeah, sure.
you can't. There we go. Then I don't feel like I'm talking to myself. Then I feel like
Yeah, no.
that's right. Brilliant. Okay. So for those of you who haven't met me, my name's Celia. I've been in the business for 14 years now, which is quite incredible. Looking back to when I joined in 2009, I was working 60 hours a week, stressed out. Daughter was nearly 2. I was juggling several businesses, still riding dangerous horses. I had 10 horses on the yard. I was writing a magazine, teaching riding, all chaos. And when I first joined, one of the things that I found most difficult was finding the time to fit it in. And I think for lots of people that are busy, that is definitely a challenge. What I would say to you, though, is it's more than worth it. And what I focused on in the beginning, and this is a really good top tip number 1 from this training, was I just tried to make sure week in, week out, whatever was going on, that I would show at least 3 people the business. All right. So at least 3 presentations or appointments a week consistently will build you a business. All right. I promise you that. Now, lots of you will have more time and you'll want to do more than that, which is fantastic. When I joined, we didn't have the remote sign up. We didn't have websites. We didn't even have a website. How funny is that? We had paper forms and booklets. So we had to go physically and see people, fill in a form, show them a booklet and fax it to head office. And it took weeks for everything to come through and come live. And it was hilarious. And the most you could earn off an appointment when I joined was £20. But you did get the magic residual income, which was the thing that I joined for. Fast forward to today. I mean, I've just signed up a customer now. It took me 45 minutes. She took all the services. She was a tenant, but even so, that's £50, in 45 minutes, sat at home without having to leave home, without having to get in the car. I just keep saying to people, do you know what you got your hands on? This is just an incredible opportunity. And I think now to show 3 people a week, because of the flexibility of what we can do, is achievable for anybody that is serious about creating an income. I would still do that now, to be honest. My goal now is to show 3 to 5 new people a week what I do, whether that's new prospects who want to join the business or new customers. So that's what I would say is very top tip. The business is all about stories and sharing successes. And one of the stories I just shared with this potential customer of mine was definitely the thing that got her really interested. And I just showed her on the referral page, when we're talking about giving referrals, I just explained to her that one of my customers in December had a free bill and had £59 paid into her account just by doing cashback and giving me a couple of referrals. So I explained to her that she got 3 mobile phones for free, internet, gas and electricity completely free, just for helping us spread the word. So that story will have stuck in her mind more than me just showing the basic stuff on there. So as you get more stories and you get more evidence of how to save people money, you're going to be sharing that with other people. All right. And if you can be a customer, please sign yourself up as a customer as soon as you can, because one of the biggest referral tools you'll have is your own bill with cashback off it that you can show other people to as well. If you can't be a customer for obvious reasons, that's fine. Robert, are you a customer yet?
I'm not, to be honest, no.
And can you be? Do you have services that we can sign up and have a look at giving a quote on?
I can have a look for sure, yeah.
Okay, so that's something that you and I will chat afterwards. It'd be worth booking that in. All right, just running through that. We could perhaps do it tomorrow before the appointment, whatever. What about you, Zele? Do you pay bills where you are at the moment?
I live in a student accommodation, so the bill is already included.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Rent. So,
yeah, that's fine. And obviously that is going to be the case in some cases, which is absolutely fine. Not a problem at all. Okay. So one story I'm going to tell you now, and this is to help grow your or explain to you the importance of not just gathering customers, but also building a team, gathering a team. It's just a very little quick income story for you to think about. So I'm going to just tell you about two different partners. Some of you may have heard this. I say it very often, but I think it's a really good way of illustrating the importance of building a team. So there was two partners joined about the same time, probably about 15 years ago, let's say, something like that. They're both, one of them is now the same level as me, senior group leader in the business. Another one is actual national network leader, so the very top of the business. So the lady that joined focused on gathering customers, and she's a really good customer gatherer. She basically sat in her garden. I know she told us she was a policewoman. When she left the police, she sat in her garden and she rang every single person, okay, on her phone book and said, I've got something I need to show you. She really, worked hard. She's now got nearly 700 personal customers, which is a huge amount of personal customers, which is great. And she gets between, I think it's between about £3,000 and £4,000 a month in passive income off her personal customers. Okay, now I'm sure you all agree that's quite a nice amount of money coming in for doing nothing. £3,000 or £4,000 a month coming in for doing nothing is pretty cool. About the same time, the other guy joined and he focused 100% on building his team. He has got, I think, a couple of hundred personal customers now, because that comes as a result of doing that anyway. But he focused on building a team. So he actually recruited about 700 partners in the same time frame. But of course, they've all gone on, because he taught them how to do the same. They've all gone on and built big businesses themselves. He now gets £30,000 a month in residual income off his team. Okay, so his group residual income is £30,000 a month as a result of building his team. So I just want to sow that seed to you all. And now the point is, the real bottom line here is you can't decide whether someone becomes a customer, a partner, both or neither. All right, that is just down to the person's individual choice. However, if you are looking for opportunities all the time to build your team, you will find that you are going to grow that business quicker. You are going to get to those different levels on the stairway. You are going to be more likely to get your promotions, etc. All right. Hi, Liz.
Hi.
So I'm just telling the Jimmy Chapman versus Lisa Ware story of customers versus partners. So I've just been explaining to them that Lisa's on £3,000 to £4,000 a month from her customers. Jimmy's on £30,000 a month from focusing on recruiting. So, please, what we call row with both oars. It's not up to you whether they become a partner or customer. You just show the opportunity to as many people as you can. But if you concentrate on leading with the business, you'll get in front of more people. Because let me tell you a really strange fact. While we think saving people money is amazing, and it is, people are more interested in how they can change their money by earning extra money. All right. So you think about that when you're setting up appointments. Right. I'm just going to share with you now a little document that I put into the chats this week, which I've put together, which is just going to explain to you how we get paid. All right. And some of the different ways we get paid, because I really want to highlight to you all the amazing opportunity we've got. So just bear with me while I find this. Here we go. I've just got to load it. Some of you again may have seen this the other day, but that's fine, because we're going to just talk through it now. It takes a couple of seconds to load. There we go. Okay, can you see that? All right, Robert and Zalaid, I can see you two still. So we're just going to go through the different ways we get paid. So this is a document that we can use, and I used it on the info meeting the other day to sort of introduce people to the concept of becoming a partner and earning money. All right, so we're going to, obviously you register for £10 and that's what you get. I think most of you have done your training, your initial training. That's fantastic. And it's now about getting started. So payments and benefits. You will know some of these, you might not know all of these. So I just want to really focus your attention on this. Every time you sign up a customer, you're going to get customer bonus. We get paid on the 21st of the following month when services become live. Now, nowadays, it only takes a couple of days for Energy to go live. So really, you've got right up until probably about the 25th of this month, because obviously it's a short month. Anyone we can sign up between now and the 25th, we've got about a week-ish left. You're going to be paid for those customers on the 21st of March. All right, so let's get cracking and let's get you all some money into your banks next month by the activity that we do in the next week. Now, 60% of, so you can see there, you get between £10 and £400 per customer, depending on the services. 60% of people take 3 or more services now because that's how they save the most on their energy. So as I said, I've just helped a lady sign up. She was a tenant, so I've earned £50. She saved £20 a month just on her phone and broadband bill with BT, as well as quite a lot against her EDF bill. So she was very happy. Now, if she'd been a homeowner, that same appointment would have earned me £250. And that can be up to £400. But the more you earn up front, the longer it is before the residual income kicks in, because basically your customer bonus is an accelerated upfront payment of your residual income. So what I'm trying to say is we get paid on everyone. We get paid really well on everyone. So just go and show people and don't worry too much about whether they're a tenant, a homeowner or whatever. Just go and show people. So this is the passive income. This is the magic money that you're going to get coming into your bank account week in, week out, whether you work or not, or month in, month out, should I say. So on your personal customers, it's approximately 2 to 7% of the monthly bill. So on average, £5 to £8 per customer per month. So personally, at the moment, I've signed up 293 personal customers, but I worked this out actually this week, which was interesting. And I'm receiving about £870 a month in residual income on those customers. However, when I looked at it, because of this little gap between signing them up and getting the passive income, that £870 is actually only on 178 customers, because the others I've signed up, the residual income hasn't kicked in yet. And that's why you're going to get a pay rise every single month once you start signing up customers. So that's your personal customers. And then the group customers, and this is the bit I talked about that can grow into huge amounts of money, is 30 to 50 pence on average per month on every customer that any of your team introduce. So that's money every month for work you haven't even done. This is work that your team and customers your team are bringing in. And my group residual income is way in excess, more than double and more than my personal residual income. And that has just come over time from growing. But promotion bonuses, now this is how you can kickstart your business and how you can get some more lump sums coming in from the beginning. So all of you on here are just getting started, unless you're there already, the first thing we're aiming for is what we call qualified distributor star. So that is you signing up 6 customers and 1 partner. That partner needs to have 1 customer, and there's your first £200 promotion bonus. Right, so that needs to be done within 30 days of getting to qualified distributor, which is just 3 customers. So literally, that's got to be our goal, that you all get to that within your first 30 days. 6 customers, 1 partner, £200 bonus. And then just the next one there, senior qualified distributor, is still only 6 customers for you, 2 partners now, and 12 customers between you, and there's another £200 bonus. So we've got many people achieving these bonuses in their first month or 2 months. Not only are you being paid on each customer, but you can get some really good bonuses as well. And those bonus promotions go on all the way up through the stairway of success. So when you get to team leader, it's £300. Senior team leader, it's £500. Group leader is £2,000. So we've had a couple of people achieving that in the team this year. Senior group leader, £5,000. These are substantial amounts of money for you reaching promotions on a timely basis, and we're going to help you with all of that. Now, this is key as well. The quicker you can get yourself trained and confident at doing the presentation, so you need to have 6 customers signed up with help of your mentor. The quicker you can do that, the quicker you're going to start earning money by helping and supporting your team grow as well. The mentor bonus actually kicks in straight away. So if you recruit somebody and they get their £200 QD star bonus, you are going to get £100 as the mentor, just for recruiting them, even if you're not the one helping and supporting them in the appointments. And then again, supporting bonuses of up to £150 for each new, for helping new partners get started. So that's a supporting bonus for every appointment that they do. You're going to get half of that. So that's pretty incredible as well. Okay, now also, can you go wait a minute? I'm going to be busy, half an hour. So also we've got holidays, incentives, car schemes, all sorts of other amazing incentives that are launched. And we will find out about the new holidays at Power Up. It's another good reason for going there. At the moment, we've got the great Harry Potter incentive at the moment. So 20 holiday points and 3 partners by the end of March. and that's an evening and dinner and drinks and what have you at the Harry Potter studio, which is quite fun. So there's always something to go for. Just check out that on the incentives. Okay, so I'm just going to come out of the screen share now. Has anybody got any questions at all on the earnings?
Yeah, I've got one question.
Yeah, go for it, Slade.
I was gonna say for like these customers, like how do we get customers? Like, is it by door to door? That's what I heard, or is it? Can you do it online?
Yeah, so that's exactly what we're going to go through now. All right, so
Okay.
so I'm literally going to jump straight into that now, and I'm going to start. Well, firstly, it's really, really important that you have some early goals, if you like, and you know why you're doing this business. All right, so this is something to think about, all of you. What would you like to achieve over the next month, 2 months, 3 months from the business? So if you've got a pen and paper there now, and I hope you have, because you're going to need it in a minute, just write down a financial sum that you would like to achieve within the next 2 months in the business. Just write down a financial sum. What would you like to achieve in terms of money over the next couple of months from the business? I know it's hard before you start for you to imagine what's possible, all right, but I'm going to just, say go for it. Write down, why did you join? How much money a month would make a nice difference to you right now? It's really important that you have some real clear goals and you know why you've joined. It's not always money, it's what the money can bring. So particularly when it comes to looking further forward into the future at passive income, if I was to say to you, if you were getting £500 a month coming in every month, even if you didn't work, how would that change your life? What would that pay for? What would that cover? How would you feel? Would that make life a little bit less stressful? And, is £500 enough? Would that make a difference? Or are you thinking bigger? Are you thinking £1,000 a month, £2,000 a month? Agnes starts smiling when she starts thinking about £1,000 or £2,000 a month coming in. That's the emotions that you need to sort of connect with. Is that, is it going to be worth my effort? Is this business worth my effort? Yes, it absolutely 100% is, but you need to believe that. All right, you need to see into the future a little bit. You need to take my belief, if you haven't got your own at the moment, and say, I do believe if I put this consistent effort in over time, I am going to have this at the end of it. All right, whatever that is. And you need to give that some thought. So like, that might seem like, that hasn't answered the question. I just asked how we get customers, but it has answered the question because you have to have that as a goal. All right, you have to have a reason to go through the stuff that might be a bit uncomfortable for you, which we're going to talk about now. All right, because some of it can be. But if you keep going and you just keep reaching out, you will get there 100%. So your story is also really important. Why have you joined this business? So Soleil, just tell me quickly, just in a sentence, why have you joined the business? What do you hope to achieve from it?
To be honest, the main reason why I joined this business, I think it's due to the hours. Because the hours, it's flexible. You can work whenever you want to, especially as a uni student. Because I've got uni 3 days a week, this probably allowed me to, work other days when I'm free. And yeah, that's what it is, to be fair.
Yeah. Okay, that's perfect. I'm going to come back to you in a minute. Robert, why would you say, what's your main reason for joining?
Yeah, flexible hours, second income. Like pick and choose when to pick it up, and yeah.
And what do you do? What's your main income at the moment, Robert? Just remind me.
I work as a buyer.
Okay. Yeah. Is that full-time, part-time?
It is, yeah, 40 hours a week.
Okay. So in an ideal world, would you like to cut those hours down eventually if residual income were a thing?
So long term possibly, but I'm only mid-20s now. I'm not sort of thinking like that at the moment, to be honest.
Okay, so with you, the main your main focus is extra income, yeah?
Yes, yeah.
And what's that for? Why would extra money help you? What are you going to do with it?
I'm planning on getting married next year, so that will help for sure.
Okay.
So obviously got a mortgage that I'd quite like to pay off quicker if possible.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah, that's great. Okay, Agnes, do you mind sharing? What was your main reason for joining?
These two.
There they are. Lovely. How old are they?
The 2.5, they'll be 3 in July.
Oh,
My
bless.
husband has epilepsy and it's quite hard for him to do full-time hours, and he's undergoing some treatments at the moment. So he will most likely not be working very soon. But to cut the story short, I just want to provide for the family as of when, and like previous guys said, it's flexibility. And I've gone back to Benson's for beds part-time because these 2 little stars are amazing with my mom. So
Yeah.
I'm quite lucky that mom can look after them a few times a week. But I don't want to be there anymore because things are changing and I just want to earn my own. I want to be my own boss. I want to be you, Celia. I'm looking constantly. And since the moment I heard Celia Cat and I'm there following, I just want to do this. And you guys are so supportive and so incredible with everything, you know, giving us that extra push, giving us that extra help. Slide here or a little sentence there, you know, it is incredible. So
Well, thank
you
you
guys
very much.
won't regret it.
And that's why I do it, because I want to help people like you, because it's incredible. So you 3 have all got a really, really good story. Okay, now the reason I touched on that is because going back to Zalaid's question, how do we get customers? One of the ways you're going to get customers is because you're going to explain to people why you're doing this in such a way, with such passion, that they will want to take a look as well. All right. And that's the key thing. So this is just one element of what we're going to go through today, is your story. So Zalaid, yours would be something along the lines of, so you know, I'm studying at uni. I'm working, my course is 3 days a week roughly. Well, I was looking for something to do flexibly around my course to earn some extra money. And I'm really excited because I've come across a really great company to partner with. And just by helping other people now, I'm able to top up my income and look forward to an easier financial future. All right. So you need to write that down. Something like that. I mean, that's, I've stolen your words, so you can tweak it to make it your story. But there's 4 parts to this. 1 is, you know, I am. 2 is, but I have this challenge to overcome. 3 is, what am I going to do about it? 4 is, I'm excited about the future. All right. And you know, the company that you've partnered with the company. So all of you, just for a minute, just scribble down something that you think would work for you. It's got to be really short. So Agnes, so you know, I'm a mum to twins. My husband's struggling with his health at the moment. So it was really important to me to find something flexible that I can earn some good money, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I've partnered with a great company. We're just helping people. And now I'm looking forward to the future because I know I'm going to be able to spend more time at home and have the money. All right. Robert, same with you. Look, you know, I work full time as a buyer, which is fantastic. However, I'm getting married next year and I'm keen to get the mortgage paid off. And so I was looking for something to do outside of that. And I'm really excited because I've come across an amazing company. I can work part-time, and that's going to not only help me have money for the wedding, but in the future, if I want to, cut down my hours and have more money. All right. Do you see what I'm saying? So you've got to get that nailed so that when people ask you why you're doing this, you just come out with that answer and you've really nailed it. And that's your story. So yeah, so just get that written down, really think about that. And that's how you're going to start setting up some appointments with people. That's one of the ways. That's one of the certain scripts that we're going to use, or conversation starters, as we call them now. Okay.
So can I just ask you something real quick? The question is: this company only base commission? It's base commission only, right?
Well, it's much better than commission only, because as I've just said, you get passive income. So you're not just going to get paid. So once you get going, you're never going to start the month on 0 ever again. All right. And that is the big difference between being just commission only or even having a job. Because in a job, all you're doing is swapping time for money. Yeah. So if you get a job, you know, be on a bar, you work for an hour, you get paid for an hour. This company allows you to work whenever you want to and get paid for it, but also then get paid again and again and again for that hour's work. So so you know, that's a good way of answering that. If somebody says to you, is it commission only, I always say, well, it's much better than that, because you're building up a passive income. So you're never going to start a month on 0 again once you get going. I've had a pay rise, Zalaid, every single month for 14 years. Every single month I've had more money this month than I had last month. Last month, my group residual income went up £160 in 1 month. You know, That is huge.
Yeah.
That is huge. So, you know, who do you know in the country at the moment that would like to have a pay rise every single month? You know, who do you know in the country at the moment that would like to earn more money flexibly part-time around everything else they're doing than most people do full-time? You know, these are the sort of questions you've got to get in your head, and this is how you're going to get in front of people and find customers and find partners. All right. So it's building your belief up in that system. So next thing we're going to do, once you've got that sort of in your head, we're just going to think about who are those first few people you're going to show. Some of you will have done this exercise before, but it doesn't matter, okay? Because every time I do my list building exercise again from scratch, guess what? I get different names on the list. All right. So even if you've done it a week ago or yesterday, just pretend you haven't. Take a clean piece of paper and a pen, and we're just going to go through this. Zalaid, where do you live at the moment?
Well, my hometown is actually London, but I study in Manchester.
Okay, that's fine. So you know
Yeah.
people in London, you've got people in the UK. So really focus on what we're doing now, all right? Because this is going to help you get started.
Okay.
So I want you to write down on this piece of paper, just write the names at the moment. Don't worry about numbers. I want you to list all of your family members that live in the UK who are over the age of 18. So I want you to think aunties, uncles, cousins, brothers, mum, dad, you know, obviously grannies, anyone that you can think of. And don't worry if you don't speak to them. This is not a list of who you're going to speak to. I'm just asking you to write a list. All right. This is really important mentally. Don't start prejudging. Don't start thinking, oh, I would never talk to them, or they won't be interested, or they whatever. I don't need to think that. Just write the names down. The purpose of this is just to get some names down. All right. So every person in your family over the age of 18 who lives in the UK. Now, obviously, some of you are going to have much bigger families than others. Some of you won't have much family at all in the UK. It doesn't matter. Some of you will have bigger families in the UK. It doesn't matter. Okay. Next one is friends. All right. So once you've written your family down, just think about friends. So if you were going to have a party tonight, who would you invite? Robert, you've got a great one here. Who are you going to invite to your wedding? So your wedding people are a really good list. That's a really good place to start. Whoever you're going to invite to your wedding, all of those names, get them down on a list. All right. Zalaid, you may not be thinking about getting married, but if you were going to have a party and I was going to provide all the food, a band of your choice, whatever, DJ, whatever, who would you invite to that party? All right. Get those names written down.
Okay.
Agnes, think beyond that. Think about birthday party. If you know your little ones. So on their third birthday party, who are you going to invite? Who's going to come to that party? These are the people that you've got to get out of your head. And every time you do this, you will think of different people as well. So that's your friends and family. Some of them are going to be easy. Some of them are going to be really difficult, but they all go on your list because you are going to ask them in one way or another. We're going to come to how you're going to speak to them in a minute. Okay, as well as friends and family, you know, write friends and family at the top of your paper because this is going to be an ongoing exercise you're going to do as well. R for recreation. So recreation, what are your hobbies? What do you do outside of work? And who do you know through those hobbies? All right, so that's another list.
Sorry, can you repeat that again? Sorry.
Yeah, recreation. So what do you do outside of work? Do you have any hobbies?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I do archery. So yeah.
Okay, so that's brilliant. So who do you know from archery?
Yeah, I actually do know a few people.
Okay, so they go on your list. I'll be back in just 2 seconds. Keep writing your list, guys. I've just got to go and okay, so that's recreation. And then next thing to think of is what we call occupation. So who do you know from university? If you're at university, who do you work with? Who have you ever worked with in the past? Colleagues? Any jobs that you've had previously? Even go back as far as school, if you can remember anyone from school. One good way as a memory jogger to think about different occupations is to go onto the UW stories. So if you haven't been on the UW stories yet, it's uwstories.co.uk. So just make a note of that. There are lots of little videos, just 2 or 3 minutes long, about all the different occupations that you can possibly imagine: police, teachers, all sorts on there, students, business owners, tradesmen, all of that. And it'll just give you a little memory jog, and you could go through them all and say, who do I know that is this? You know, who do I know that I could speak to? Anyone that's self-employed who runs their own business that you know are really good people to speak to, because they may well be interested in adding on an income stream, all right, to their current business. So, you know, cleaners, gardeners, landscapers, anyone that you know, then just think about adding them onto your list. Sorry. Yeah, so add them onto your list. Okay, so plumbers, electricians, car salesman, don't know where that came from, but you might know some, whoever you know that has all those different occupations. This is just about you building a big list of people. Who else lives where you live? So what about your neighbours? Are any of your neighbours on your list? Do you know anybody that lives with you? I mean, Zalaid, obviously you've got your student accommodation, so anyone that lives where you in your block, I know they're all students, but some of them will also, like you, want to add on an income stream.
Okay.
All right, so they're all potential people to speak to. All we want to do is show people what we do. The more people you show, the more money you're going to make. It's as simple as that. Eyes on the business as much as you can. And, you know, if they can't be a customer, they can still be a partner. If they can't be a customer, they've still probably got a mum or a dad that's paying bills somewhere, you know, that they could show. So it's just about spreading the word. Every single person you show the presentation to is a potential doorway to hundreds, if not thousands, of other people. And this is how you expand and build your list on a daily basis. So think about geography. So Zalaid, you're a good example as well. Who else do you know from London, you know, from back where you used to live that isn't on your list now? There'll be loads, I expect, but you know, that some of them will have come through a memory jogger there.
From London, probably family members,
Yeah,
cousins, neighbours.
Yeah, okay. So if any of those you think of aren't on the list, then have a look at them. And another way of expanding your list even more, and Agnes, just give me one name off your list. Have you got a list there?
Yeah, my name, one of the names, I mean, I've contacted somebody from secondary school recently.
Just give me a name. Just give me someone's name. Doesn't matter.
Hannah.
Sorry, Hannah.
Yeah.
So what you all can do now, guys, once you've got your list, all right, and you've written down however many names you've got, go to each name on your list. So let's say the first name was Hannah. Ask yourself, do I know anyone else called Hannah? Is there anyone else in my world called Hannah that isn't on my list yet? Okay. Then ask yourself, what does Hannah do as an occupation for work? Okay, so do I know any of Hannah's friends or family members that aren't on my list yet? Where does Hannah live? Do I know anyone else that lives there? What does Hannah do for recreation? Do I know anybody else that does that? Do you see what I mean? So you're just expanding. It's just a memory jogger, really, to help you remember people that you can reach out to. And if you do that and really work on it, you should be able to get numerous people on your list. Because the other thing as well, is which we haven't even talked about, is pick up your mobile phone and how many contacts have you got in that phone? Because all of those contacts in your phone, you add them onto your list. I was obviously I've been in the business a long time, and I've you know, had a lot of prospects over time, but I was amazed the other day to find I've got 5,500 people in my iPhone. That's a lot of people. So have I got an excuse that I've got no one to talk to? No, I haven't, because that's a lot of people to talk to. Obviously a lot of them are team members now, and a lot of them are customers and all of that stuff, but that's still a lot of people in there. And also social media. So are you on social media? Are you on Facebook? Are you on Instagram? In which case, all of your friends, followers, whatever, are all potential people to talk to on your list. All right, so Zalaid, if I was you, rather than going door knocking, do you know what I mean, or putting stuff through doors and cold market stuff, which is going to be the biggest chance of rejection, is going completely cold, is first of all, we want to start with some people you know. All right, and there's a few different ways of asking them to let you show them what you're doing, and that's what we're going to go on to now.
Okay.
All right. So once you've got your list, and that's a constant keep building on it, you know, you're going to meet people every day as you go through life, or you'll remember people. So you keep adding to that list. Every time you speak to someone on the list, you try and replace them. We used to say at least put 2 people a day onto your list. All right. Now, some of those could be people that you just see. Let's say you do go to the pub. Let's just say you go to the pub and you go on a regular night, and there's someone that serves you at the pub, and you're not going to speak to them straight away, but you're going to see them regularly. So you start to chat to them a bit, build up a bit of a relationship with them, and at some point you may show them the business. All right, because at some point they might give you a really good reason by telling you they hate their job or their skin or or whatever, and they might open the door for you to have a conversation with them. People like that just go on your list. All right, what you're trying to do is move as many people from cold to warm and warm to hot as you can, because your hot leads, the people that you know, that know, like, or trust you, are more likely to let you show them the business if you ask them in the right way. And that's what we're getting to now. What you don't want to do is go and start talking to people about gas and electric, phone and broadband and mobile phones. That's the mistake everyone makes. And most people are either not interested, or they think they're already in contracts, or they think they've already got the best deal, which of course they haven't. What you do want to do, right, so on your list now, or looking at your list, just pick 5 or 6 people on that list that you are close enough to, that are good friends or family members that are helpful, that you've got a good relationship with, and just write a star next to them. 5 or 6 people that you have a good relationship with. And one of the best ways to get the presentation in front of a few people in the beginning is quite simply to ask them for a favor. All right. So you're just going to say something along the lines of, so if I was Zalaid, I would be saying, hi, so listen, you know, I'm at uni, as you know, they might well be at uni with you, so they might really know you are, but you know, I'm at uni, and I'm doing about 3 days a week. I'm looking for something else. I've been looking for something else flexible to do around my studies, and I found this great business. I'm in my training at the moment, and I need to show a presentation to a few people as part of my training. Would you do me a favor and just give me 10 or 15 minutes of your time so that I can practice? I could do either Sunday afternoon or Monday morning, which is best for you. All right, that is the conversation starter to begin with for some of those people on your list. You are simply asking them a favor to let you show them what you're doing. All right, that's your first few appointments, quite possibly. And it really doesn't matter if they sign up or not. That's what I want to try and get you all to understand. This is a practice. Remember what I said, that every person you show the business to now knows what you do and will probably be a doorway to other people. Well, that's exactly true. And you're going to do that appointment with help. So Agnes has been having the brilliant Danielle supporting her so far, who's amazing. You've all got great upline support. Somebody will do the appointment with you. So they would just say, let's just say your friend was called Dan. I'd say, hey, Dan, thanks for giving up your time today. So he's still in his training, but I'm just helping him get going. So I'm just going to run through this really short presentation. And I always say, oh, be as difficult as you like, ask as many questions as you like, you know, because that's all great for him to learn. And, you know, you may like what it is. If you do, great. But if you don't, thank you for your time anyway. All right. So literally, you know, it is very, very succinct. And it's just about helping people. All right. So do you think you could all say that to a few people to start the ball rolling and get a few appointments booked in? Zalaid, what do you think about that?
Yeah. I think I can, maybe in a week time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that's the first few to start with. Obviously, if you know people are homeowners out of your list, put a star next to them as well, because they're the ones you're going to earn the most money out of. So if you want to get some good money in your first commission statement, then start with homeowners. And the other people to categorize on that list are people that you would like to have in your business. All right. People that you think would make a good business partner, people that are hungry for money as well, and that are also looking for something like you are, flexible to do around their work or around their studies. Now, with those people, so again, Zalaid, if you've got people that are on your list that you think might also be interested in making some money, you can say, look, I've just found a really great way of making money around my studies. I think you would love it too. How do you fancy popping along to one of our information meetings this week on Zoom so you can find out more about it? All right. And Jane and I do info meetings 5 days a week, 6 days a week on Zoom. You can just invite your contacts along to them. You don't have to do anything other than invite them and then follow them up. And that's a really good way of getting more eyes on the business. All right. Or you can send them a video. So uw.co.uk/earn. Watch that video. It's a really good video. You can send that to people. You know, are you open-minded about another way of making money flexibly around what you're doing now? If it wasn't going to affect what you're currently doing, would you be open-minded enough to take a look? That's a message you can send through Facebook Messenger to all your contacts. Hey, I've just started doing something. It's working really well. Are you open-minded enough to take a look? All right. If so, I can send you a short video or we can invite you along to an info meeting. All right. It's about a bit of sense of urgency. There are loads of people out there looking, and you're just basically filtering the people that are open-minded enough to take a look. That's all we're doing. But what we don't do is go and talk about gas, electricity, and phone and broadband and mobiles, because it's so dull. And no one understands the fantastic stuff we've got our hands on until they start looking at it. Now, what will happen very soon, once you start showing some people, you will then get some genuine referrals. All right. And they will be referrals then of people. So I've saved Liz some money. Liz has told Robert about it. Liz has said to Robert, you should really talk to Celia because I've saved a bunch of money and it's really good. Okay, that's when the referrals start to come in. But that's slightly different from right in the beginning. I wish I could start again now, knowing what I know now with my list, that I had 14 years ago, because I would smash it. And I didn't, because I got it wrong, in the beginning. I got it wrong loads. I talked too much and I said too much. Well, one tip we always say is say less to more people. All right, say less to more people. Get in front of more people. And some of those people will say no to you. Some of those people will not want to become a customer. But guess what? Some of them will. And those that will lead you to some that will. And it's just incredible. It's those sliding door moments every single day. Well, should I drop this into the conversation or not? Well, why not? The people in my business now that are absolutely flying and, helping build me a really good income, I don't mind sharing that with you, are not people I brought into the business necessarily. Some are, but a lot of them aren't. A lot of them have come in as a result of my team and as a result of other people showing the presentation. You just don't know. Once you get the ball rolling, you just got to keep going. And for goodness sake, don't quit. Do not start bringing people into your business and then quit just because it's not working now, because I've seen that happen. I've got people that have quit above people that are smashing the business. And if they'd just stayed in and done one customer a month, that's all they'd need to have done. They'd be earning thousands of pounds a month, but they quit, because they weren't prepared to go through what it takes consistently to get to where you need to be. So I hope that helps. So Zalaid, Agnes, Robert, have you got any questions at all?
Yeah, I've got one question. I'm not too sure if you haven't covered the other method of getting other customers instead of knowing the ones you know.
Yeah.
I was going to say the other marketing method, was it the door-to-door one? Is that what you guys do as well? What other marketing methods do you guys do within this company?
So there are a few. So neighbour letters, we call them. So the door-to-door method. Okay, if you go onto the portal and search for neighbour letters,
okay,
you can print off neighbour letters. You can put your details on them, and we don't just cold call door-to-door. What we do is we put letters through. Okay, so say you drop off 20 letters through your local, doors, and then what you do is you go back the following day or the day after, knock on the door. And you say, hi there, my name's Zalaid, I'm from Utility Warehouse. I popped this letter through your door the other day. Have you seen it? They say yes or no. all I'm doing today is just I'm helping people in the area save money on all their utility bills. Would saving money benefit you at the moment? All right, that's the killer question. Would saving money benefit you at the moment? And they say, of course it would, because they do, because everyone says that at the moment. Of course it would. Okay, I'm not doing anything today. I'm just booking short appointments at your convenience to come back and show you what we can do. Would that be okay? When's good for you? All right, that's the sort of door-to-door approach.
But do you not say to them, oh, it will cost money? Like, do you not say that to them?
It doesn't
Because-
cost them money.
No,
Why-
like for presentation.
Hey, it
Because
doesn't
they have
cost
to
them.
sign up. Oh, okay.
No, the customer is completely free to be a customer. They just save money. There's no cost to being a customer.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
Yeah. So there's no cost at all. You're just wanting to go back and show them what you could save them. But Zalay, please don't do this until you've got 5 or 6 customers signed up with a supporter, because you don't know what you're doing. You're just going to shoot yourself in the foot and end up scaring yourself off. All right. We
Yeah.
need to get in front of some people, just for the training, even if it is just for the training to start with, so you understand the process. Otherwise, you're just going to end up putting yourself off. All right.
Okay.
Social media, as I've just said, you can message people on social media. Definitely, you can start doing that with your contacts and asking them if they want to take a look. But stick to what I've just said about either the practice or are you open-minded enough to take a look at a way of earning some money? Don't start talking to people about saving the money on their bills, because it doesn't work. If that worked, we wouldn't be here, because the company would just advertise. All right. So just bear that in mind. This is a word of mouth business, and it's about recommendation and referral. There are other ways. So there's networking as well, online or offline, literally business networking. You can pop that into Facebook or to Google, and you'll find some groups that you can join doing that. We also do events. So we do 20K, we give away £20,000 every year, or the company does, in a free prize draw. So you can look, there's a 20K Facebook group. You could have a look on there and see if there's any events going on in your area as well that you could join in on. And that's a good way of getting to the public, getting to the cold market as well. So there's lots of ways. The best way is definitely by starting, and it's only starting to get your training done with a few people you know. And now most of my customers come to me. I don't go and find them. They come to me through referrals from my other customers. I've just joined BNI networking to get referrals that way, and that's already working. I've just signed up. That lady just now was from the BNI group. So there are lots of ways, all right. But we're here to help. The key is get out there, start having the conversation, start putting feelers out there. And the minute you get anybody booked in for a presentation, then let us know, and we'll make sure that we've got you support on that call. So Robert and I are doing 1:30 tomorrow afternoon. We've got that's your first one, isn't it? Which is great. And yeah, Robert, it would be good to book a time as well, just to run through your stuff, because you can be your own customer. So, it's mad not to, especially if you can save yourself some money anyway. And as a partner, it's really important to be a customer if you can, because then you can go and recommend properly, from the heart, rather than just sort of saying, oh, this is something that you could do. Okay, we've been a bit longer than I said. So has anybody got any other questions, or are you happy to go ahead and start booking some more appointments in?
Thank you, Celia. Looking forward to next week.
Good. We're going to have a good week. Zalay, is that okay? Can you get started with that and just see if you can get some presentations booked in for practices at least to start with?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'll get that done soon enough. Yeah.
Okay, and then just let me know when they are, all right? And we'll make
Okay.
sure we've got someone to support you.
Yeah, sure. No worries. That's fine.
Barry, Liz, have you got anything to add or say? You're muted, Barry.
Oh, that's great. Thanks, Sheila.
That's all right.
Yeah,
Need a
that was
refresh.
really, really interesting.
Super.
And just to say, I've been in the business for a long time, but coming to these meetings is just amazing. So thank you, Celia.
Mm.
That's all right. That's all right. We all need to be reminded, don't we, of the basics, I think, quite often. And it's easy to overcomplicate what is a really simple business.
Yeah,
We
it's
really
brilliant.
overcomplicate it. So good. Okay,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Well, thanks for joining me. Onwards and outwards. If you're
Yeah.
watching this on recording, then do all the steps we've said. Build your list, get out there, make some appointments, and let's go and help some more people, because that's what this is all about ultimately, isn't it? So onwards and outwards, everyone. Lovely to see you. See you soon. All right.
Thanks,
Take
Sheila.
care. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.